Well, hey everybody, 650 Eve here. Welcome home to the channel. Behind me is my beautiful 2024 BMW M1000 XR. In my hand is a fantastic new box from our good friends at Chigee. I have one of the world's first AIO-6 LTE 4G smart systems, and I'm going to take this box inside, and Zak the Master Mechanic is going to install it onto my M1000 XR. I've been using Chigee's AIO-5 smart system for about 6 months now, and I absolutely love it. Some of my favorite features are Android Auto, which allows me to use Waze and play my music, but you can do so much more with this system that it is just fantastic. And the displays that it has are really nice too. This is one of my favorite displays. It shows the engine RPM and the speedometer. Almost looks like the OEM BMW system, but I do want to mention that we have one of the first production units of the AIO-6 LTE 4G unit. It was sent out to us for evaluation. This system is not available on the market just yet. Information on how you can get it will be in the description of this video. Before I wheel this bike into Sills and have Zak install the AIO-6 LTE 4G onto my M1000 XR, I've got to mention to you that all AIO-6 series devices have obtained IP69K certification. What does that mean? That means it's completely dust proof. That's right, guys. And it also means that it's high temperature and high pressure water spray resistant. It has protection for high temperature water spray and high pressure water spray and a whole bunch of other features that you see on the screen right now. But I'm going to wheel this bike in right now and have Zak install this unit onto my bike.
So yeah, we're going to kind of just compare, contrast, see what's different, get this thing installed, because it actually does a lot compared to what the AIO-5 does. Yes. And it comes with some cameras which do more than just videotape. Yeah. We'll talk about that later, but first let's see what's in the box.
Yeah, and Zak, those cameras are 1080p, 60 frame per second cameras.
Nice.
They're awesome. But guys, look how beautiful that box is. I mean, look at this. What the heck?
Got all the description on the packaging, what should be inside here. Host description.
And speaking of Apple, guys, this AIO-6 LTE 4G system is Apple CarPlay and Android Auto compatible.
Awesome, just like the other one. Wow, first off, I mean, look how much larger it is.
It's 44% larger than the AIO-5, Zak. Let's set it
that's pretty obvious right off the bat.
Yes.
We're almost to the size of the TFT here.
That's a 6.5 TFT from BMW. Yeah, this is a 6 inch. Isn't that beautiful?
Nice. And you can see on the back, we don't currently have our BMW setup, which this came with, because this is a BMW applicable
yep, the key's right in there. Sorry, I had it locked.
Oh, that's fine.
Yeah.
AIO-5. So you can buy ones that are for any motorcycle, or you can buy one that's specific for BMW. The biggest difference being how it hooks into this GPS cradle.
Yes.
So what they do with this setup is when you get it, I think you tell them that you want a BMW setup, and we're just gonna go ahead and install this mount on here. You can see it looks just like the back of this.
Yep.
And then we'll be able to click it right in. But they also make a quick release for any brand mount.
That's right.
And they ship different mounts that go either on your handlebar, or you can order one that goes up above just like this.
Yep.
So it's very accessible for any motorcycle. It's not stuck just for BMWs.
It's awesome.
By any means. But the BMW is nice. It's integrated just like this. You'll be able to use the Wonder Wheel.
The Wonder Wheel. Yep.
And it'll grab a bunch of data from your bike, like tire pressure monitor, probably if you get a fault code, if you start running low on gas, it'll bring it up. Yep. Stuff like that. So I see we got the unit. We have a mount that we're not going to use. We have a mount that we're going to use. So this is just going to attach right to the back here. Kind of cool. Looks like just a USB-C that's going to adapt it all. Crazy technology. And then the two cameras you were talking about. Front one and a rear one. We just got to figure out how to mount them and where to run the wires. That's always the fun part. Everything does mount anti-theft, so they gave you this little tool here. I don't know how you're supposed to open it. You see a good way to open it?
That tool's probably anti-theft also. Yeah.
Yes.
We'll figure it out.
Anti-theft tool.
There you go.
So just a little tamper-proof Torx.
Very nice.
And that is what I believe like this will mount on with. But if you had the other setup, you can use it to lock it to the motorcycle. So we're not going to use that. You can save that for another motorcycle if you need to. And that is the other thing, you can jump this from bike to bike.
That's right.
As well.
That is so cool, man. So that's the wireless remote if you're using it on a different motorcycle. That's awesome.
External tire pressure sensors. If you didn't have a BMW, you could add them in and sync it all up.
Wow.
Not sure about the wireless modules. And then this is a couple of the mount options they give you. Like I said, handlebar, really nice aluminum.
Yeah.
Good precision, it looks like. Super nice packaging.
Yes, it is.
This would be your steering stem, I believe. It's really stuck in there.
Yeah.
Just leave that there. Mirror base, if you wanted to connect it below a mirror. And we got one more drawer. Let's see what we got here.
A, B, and C. Look at that.
A, B, and C is what we have.
So cool.
Interesting. In our A box.
Almost don't want to mess up the packaging and open it up.
Oh, a bunch of adapters for handlebars. Some hardware.
Okay.
More adapters probably for the steering stem mount.
Yep.
So A is just hardware for mounting. This is probably so we can mount the cameras. I see some double-sided tape. Yeah, it says camera B. Our wires that we can run for the cameras.
Nice.
So this must be our camera hardware. Some brackets. We have some more options to mount the cameras, it looks like. Cool. We'll keep that in there for in case there's instructions that tell us to go for A, B, or C.
Yeah.
And then one more thing that was sitting in the top is this interesting white looking card that looks like maybe it'd just be an SD card or something, but it's actually not. This unit has 4G capabilities, which is pretty cool because you can link it to an app then on your phone. And anywhere that there's cell coverage, 4G coverage, the motorcycle will report a couple things to you. You can bring up the cameras whenever you want. If it has like a motion sensor, and it'll send an alert to your phone, and then you can look at the cameras, see what's going on. And you can also track the real-time location of your motorcycle.
That's awesome. One more cool thing that does too, Zach, if you have an agricultural experience or a crash, if you have your emergency contact set up in the Chigee app, it will alert that person that you need assistance.
Oh, that's pretty cool. I did not know that. So as we started digging through, cooler and cooler stuff, awesome color, photo instructions, and all the different ways you can mount stuff, showing how to use the mount. Here's your wireless controller. That's what the mirror mount was for. So they kind of have this set up too, even if you have a BMW, but you don't have this navigator mount, you wouldn't need to purchase it because this isn't cheap. This is,
was it 600 bucks?
Yeah, 500-600 bucks plus probably an hour of shop time because you got to program the bike. So if you want to avoid that, one of these wireless ones, I know this is the GPS connector for BMW, must plug in and then you can sync it to it. And then not only that, so then I don't know if it gives you all the data that does, but I'd imagine it would. They also give you one that plugs into most of the newer motorcycles' diagnostic ports, which is, you'd have a red 6-pin connector under your seat and this would plug into that. So you did need a T4 Torx to get this side waterproof cover off, which I don't actually know where it fell at anyway. But anyway, once you get it off, then we can access the spot for our 4G chip. So we put our 4G chip in the top. Be interesting to see how that connects. If it just does it automatically or what. And then the SD card goes right below it. And looks like it has a USB-C there. If you probably needed to update firmware or anything, you could do that. And then let me just find that nice cover. Oh, here's where it went. This is what you need the tiny Torx for. But you can see it's waterproof. They sent us a video about this. They tested it down to some pretty crazy temperatures. Up to some pretty crazy temperatures. At one point, it looked like they had it frozen in nitrogen and it was still working.
It's a pretty resilient device. And that 4G LTE SIM card is supplied by Chigee in the box.
Yeah, the SD card though you supplied, right?
Yep.
So then up next, I'd say let's get our BMW adapter on so we can plug it in and see what it does. So digging in package C, I found the screws that are needed and a supplied Torx wrench if you didn't have one.
Nice.
To mount our BMW adapter. Also found an adapter that goes from that red plug to their plug. I thought it was kind of odd. It didn't look like that was really going to fit in there, but
all tucked away in box C.
Box C, yep. All right, so we got some wires ran from a USB-C on the Chigee. We came up and we got a junction point because we went from this USB-C. It shows that they actually have a quick release cable, but we just didn't get it in this kit because it's probably pre-production. But they should have something where you can clip it, because currently with this hooked up, it's not really quick release, but no big deal. We'll get some zip ties on all these cables here, but we did have enough from our front camera to make it there. Yeah, we'll probably be all right. If not, we can move it forward a little bit, I suppose. All right, same thing for the rear. Just some VHB tape, clean it off, stick it on, and we'll leave the final adjustment for when we get it hooked up. And this way, I'm just gonna tuck along the frame and plug it in the same spot as the front. All right, so we got the front camera mounted, the rear camera mounted. Nice spot up here for all the electronic connections. I don't have it totally tidied up yet, but we'll get a bunch of zip ties on here. But I was pretty happy with how the wiring routed through the fairing. And I got it zip tied pretty close up here. You can see I didn't cut it off yet so you guys could see it. But if this were to fail, at least the camera is just gonna drop that far.
Yes.
I would have liked to found something a little closer so it would hold it up, but there's just nothing and I'm not drilling a hole, so we can leave it at that. Bike's off the bench and we got the Chigee mounted into its BMW adapter. Still quick release, just like the original factory one would be. You can use the lock on the side to lock and unlock it. And it picks up all the information from the CAN bus system, which is super cool. And you can use the Wonder Wheel to scroll through your screens just by, see how it says TFT and nav up here?
Yes.
Just like with the 5. So this would then put us in nav and we can scroll through something somehow. Maybe we're not on the right screen for that, but, and then we hold it again and then we get back to our TFT controls. But one last feature we want to show you guys is it comes with its own TPMS sensor tire valves. And I guess supposedly if you use these, it's supposed to show temperature as well. So we're gonna hook them up and see what happens.
Yep.
So what did you do? I think you pushed front here.
Yep.
And then we're gonna go pair.
Yep.
And then we're gonna put this one in first. And then it should show a reading up on the dash and pair it, and then we'll do the back one.
Okay. It's cool looking, right?
Yeah. Oh, it's already ready for the rear.
Oh, wow, okay. So now it's telling Zach to go and pair the rear there. I'm watching it. Pretty cool. It says the front tire is 30 PSI and it's 68 degrees. That's amazing. Let's see what happens when he puts that rear one on. He's doing that right now, guys. Okay.
Okay.
Look at that. Look at that. 69 degrees, 40 and a half.
All right, so let's see what's actually in the front tire. 30 PSI.
Wow, it's accurate.
Yeah, just like was set on the screen that you guys saw before.
So you're adjusting
that's pretty cool.
Let's see if it's picking that up.
Well, it won't until I put the cap back on.
Oh, that's true, yes.
Well, we're gonna put you up to like 37. Oh. Let's see, so the back should be, back's right at 40 and a half. So yeah,
wow.
Very accurate. Actually, it says 40 and a half up on the screen
yes,
now.
It does. Very cool, Zach. I like this AIO-6 LTE 4G unit. I like it better than the AIO-5 that I've been using. The big screen on it when I'm riding a bike is really cool, and I already found one of my favorite screens there. I think it's right here. That's our typical beautiful screen.
Yeah, it shows your RPM and everything. Should we fire it up?
Yeah.
Lean angle.
Yeah.
Battery voltage, all good information.
Absolutely.
All the same stuff, just a different view of the
layout,
tag.
yeah. Oh, look at that one.
That one's kind of cool. All about lean angle.
Yeah. Look at that. Very cool.
Back to the beginning.
Sure.
Cool.
Nice stuff.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Good stuff. Integrated with the BMW system very well, so that's good. And then we got, we're just waiting on one more cable, and then we'll get these cameras hooked up and see what kind of features those have.
Yeah, man. Thank you, Zach. I'm going to take it out on the road and give it a ride and give my final impressions on it. But thanks for the install, man.
Cool. Yeah, can't wait to see the video. We'll see what it looks like on the road.
Thanks, Zach. Pretty cool when you come to a stop the Chigee by default pulls up what should be the rear camera, but because we don't have our cable connected, it doesn't display an image. But that is a nice feature to be able to see who's behind you when you come to a stop. Yeah, it'll do it right here. Yep, that should be a nice image, and it will be once I get that fantastic cable. But I'm loving how huge this screen is compared to the AIO-5 Play for BMW that I've previously used. This one's a lot larger. Oh, so we have another light that we're going to approach here. You'll be able to see the blank screen, which will be the camera screen soon. That's going to be pretty awesome. So keep watching these videos because I'm going to do a follow-up video on this amazing Chigee AIO-6 LTE 4G and just how epic it is. Right now, I would be looking at a beautiful BMW 4 Series Coupe convertible behind me. And if you want, you can hit the back button and get back to one of your fantastic screens. One of my favorite screens right here because it shows the tachometer and the throttle position in this screen, as well as the GPS accurate speed and your gear that you happen to be riding in. That's pretty nice. And then of course, if I want, I can go back to Android Auto and it pulls up Waze to let me know where my sneaky city of Brecksville police officers are hiding for the day. They always kind of switch their locations on me, and Waze is my good buddy, will tell me exactly where they're at. I like that. Super easy to navigate through the screens here with the Chigee. Obviously you can see I'm doing it wearing my GP Plus Alpinestars gloves, so you can do it while wearing gloves. Awesome unit, guys, awesome unit. I absolutely love it. The link is in the description. Make sure you guys check it out and purchase one for yourself. As we mentioned earlier, it can be used with multiple bikes. It's not just for the BMW or the BMW Cradle. This thing is so versatile now that you can use it for just about any motorcycle that you have. You can install Chigee mounts on those motorcycles and just swap the actual unit from bike to bike. Pretty nice, guys. So thanks for viewing this video. I'm gonna hit this back and get back to my beautiful ways. Thanks for viewing, guys. We'll catch you next time on the 650 Eve YouTube channel. Lots more adventuring to do on my M1000 XR with my M1000's companion in mind, the Chigee AIO-6 LTE 4G. Awesome unit. Thanks for viewing, guys. Catch you on the next one.